Hello everybody, what's going on? Tonight I'll be bringing you a Master League game between two players, one of them being myself, CHEESEburger, the teal Zerg spawning in the bottom right hand position, and in the upper left hand position we have cHuMs. Now cHuMs, I don't really know him, it's not a ladder game, but it's a custom game I'm doing with some people that I do know in the StarCraft world. And I looked at his profile, he is a top 10 Masters League player. He's currently at like 950 points, I believe. 960 maybe. But we should be seeing a Forge Fast expand as it's typical for most Pro Labs. The only real difference that we see in the build is Nexus first. And for CHEESEburger, that's me, of course, we should be seeing a spawning pool go down as that's standard. But a lot of the time we will actually see hatchery first, because if the Protoss goes Nexus first, they can't punish the hatchery first, because their forge won't be right in time, the cannon or whatever, or to wall off the ram, because they won't be able to place the cannons. But anyway, I think we're just going to see a spawning pool this game, as it is standard. And there we go, we do have the probe going, making sure there's no 10 pool or 6 pool, because if there were something like a 10 pool or 6 pool, the Protoss would have to drop a pylon right about here, and then a cannon in their mineral line, to be safe from all the zerglings. Now hold on one second, I'm just going to change the sound. Okay, that should be better. I just don't want any interruptions to make sure you guys can hear me over the game volume. But yeah, we do see the Protoss. I send 2 drones because a lot of the time they'll try to block my natural, and I'll end up not being able to get it up, and just delaying my base for a very long time. So I sent 2 drones, so one can go straight to the third, and make sure that hatchery gets up as soon as possible. The only thing about this is that the Protoss could try to cannon it, because there's no vision there and you won't be able to save. So I do send an Overlord to that base to make sure there's no pylon or cannon or probe there, and I'll make Zergling shortly. But yeah, we do see the Protoss going Nexus first, and then Forge, and we should see a gateway follow-up by a cannon, because the Protoss didn't scout a really early spawning pool. Or the Zergling's running across the map, so he doesn't need that cannon up right away, but he should make that his next priority. And then after that, we should see the gas going up in the Protoss's main. We do see that probe going over here, and I do see it with my Overlord. So I'm just going to go ahead and click on the probe with the Overlord, so it's always following that. And then I believe I turned it back because I don't want him to see that I know about it, in case he does try to make a pylon. The Zerglings are already there, so he'd just be wasting money. Okay, so the Zerglings are going to chase down that probe while I continue to drone and get that clean up. And any second now we should see those 2 gases going down. There we go, he is cornering probes out. And he's actually 1 probe short on his mineral line, so he's not fully saturated. Looks like he changed his rally point just 1 probe too early. Maybe timed that a little wrong, but the cannon is getting some free shots off of the Overlord, but the Overlord will escape, and the 2 gases do go down. So now the 3rd hatchery is up for the Zerg player, and everything's looking pretty standard right now. He's just going to go and try to... The Zerg player will probably try to drone up as much as he can. And, yeah, that's pretty much it. There we go. We do see the cybernetic score going down. That's pretty much just for warp gate tech. And once he saturates these gases, we should see +1 going up. So yeah, that's pretty much standard. And I do have Zerglings outside his ramp. Sorry, and I did kill that probe from before. That was behind my 3rd base. So if a probe or a zealot or whatever tries to sneak out, I will see it with these Zerglings, which is really good. And we'll likely see more gases going up. If we don't, it could mean something like a 7 gate or a 4 gate. Because obviously, you don't need 4 gas if you're only going to produce gateway units. And go for a super early timing like a 7 gate or 6 gate or 4 gate. But yeah, the Zealot is getting produced right now. And he is pushing out. And the Zerglings do see that. They're going to try to kill the Zealot. And we do have a robotics facility going up, which is really interesting. Because that could mean one of two things. Could either mean a Immortal expand, an Immortal Blink expand, or it could be an Immortal Sentry all-in, which I find really interesting because it's one of the strongest all-ins I feel, and it definitely kills me a lot of the times. But the only way we really see that is if the Protoss builds a lot of sentries early on and starts his upgrades so that the sentries can build up energy for a lot of force fields and really start to build that sentry energy that they need to make the build successful. Because without force fields, the build is pretty much nothing. And the Roaches and the Zerglings can get really close into the Immortals and just focus them down. So yeah, you really need those force fields. And we do have 4 gas going down. And the fact that we don't see a sentry yet, it's kind of it kind of makes me look like it's probably going to be an expand. But there we go, we have the Zerg player moving out with some Zerglings, because I saw Zealot kill, or trying to at least kill, the Zerglings that were outside his ramp. And I am starting Lair and Macro Hatch. I have my Roach Warren. And one thing I kind of missed was the Evo Chamber. At the time I thought I made it, but I guess I didn't. So yeah, I believe I did kill that Zealot. But we do have an Observer going around, so he's going to see what's up. He's going to see everything in my base, most likely. And because I don't have any Spore Crawlers, so there's no detection for me to actually kill or see the Observer. The only thing I really see is a little wiggly ripple in my screen. But yeah, I am going to check to see if that Nexus did get up, and look at this timing. The Protoss is going to make that Nexus right now as I speak. And the Sentry's doing some damage against the rocks. The first Immortal does come out, followed up by a Sentry. And oh, I'm attacking the probe. Oh, the Nexus goes up anyway, and he's going to be forced to cancel that. But the Overseer does not... Oh, it barely dies. We have a handful of sentries being woken now. The Zerglings did get the cancel on the Nexus, not the kill. So he only lost 100 minerals there, but it's still really good by me. And it's currently 62 drones to 43 probes right now. I am fully saturated in every base. Fully saturated in every base except one drone there. But yeah, that's all the drones you really need right now. And the rest I'm just gonna be producing units. Because if I were to make any more drones than I have right now, it would just be oversaturating. And yeah, oversaturating. It's just wasting minerals, wasting larvae, wasting drones. And those could be for units, because those extra drones aren't really going to be doing anything. Because you're already saturated with 2 drones on each mineral line, on each mineral patch. But yeah, the Zerg player is moving out with this large force of Roaches and Zerglings, because I did scout that base going up. And oh, he needs good force fields. The force fields those are actually perfect force fields. Only about 4 units get in, and the rest of the units are out of range. I can't even attack you. But the Zerg player is swinging some units to the side to go and focus that, and the Immortal gets around, and that Immortal's gonna die. And we're chasing some sentries, and 1 sentry dies, 2 sentries die, the next Immortal dies. That's 2 Immortals and 2 sentries already. And the Protoss doesn't have a lot of units left. It's just a couple Stalkers, 1 sentry left, and an Immortal. The Immortal's gonna die too. The sentry died. Another sentry survives, but he doesn't have enough energy for a force field. Only 5 Stalkers are left. Ah, this is looking very bad. But the Roaches, they're targeting the cannon and the gateway right now. That's not too good. They're not really doing what they should be doing and attacking units. They're just kind of dying right now for nothing, which isn't good. But more Roaches are getting here. A lot of Zerglings came. 38 arm production. +1's about to finish. But I don't think +1's going to finish in time. He's going to lose this Nexus. Now, I think he has to give it up, but the Immortal gets here in time. Maybe he could save it and focus on some wishes, but I think this is going to be it. I think this is GG, and there we go. CHUMs calls the GG with an excellent game we had here. And as you can tell, the game was pretty much over. It was 49 supplied to 124. He was about to lose this Nexus, and with that, he lost the game, so well played by both players. And stick around. If you like the game, subscribe. And I'll bring you guys more games in the future. If you want to send me a game, that would be great. You can send it to dam13m@yahoo.com or send it to my YouTube. And I will cast your game if it's not the worst game ever. So yeah, Bronze League to Grandmaster League. I'll definitely look forward to seeing your replay. Thank you very much, and I'm tuning out.